Tech and Talk of the Day, Sunday, April the 30th, 2023. You know, there was a company here a few years back said that multi-frequency VLF detectors was going to obsolete single frequency units. I don't quite think they used the correct word. I think the better word was multi-frequency units were going to take over the industry, is what probably would have been a better way. Now, there still may be some stubborn people out there that don't really think this multi-frequency does anything for them. Well, if you want to keep using your single frequency detector, you know, have a ball. But I believe you're missing out, okay? I believe you're having to work harder using one of those machines to find the goods, and there's a lot of the goods you're not going to find. It's just a fact. I've done a lot of testing using about 4 different models of, well, actually five models. Six models of multi-frequency. And now, not all multi-frequency machines are all created equal. And the companies, some of them do use some different methods, maybe, how they set them up. Some may be using similar methods. But if you want to increase your odds in the wild, that multi-frequency definitely has an advantage, okay? It can have a depth advantage, it can have an ID advantage, it can have a finding a target advantage. You will probably be hunting sites with fewer visits, getting a higher percentage of the detectable finds. But now you can't, these multi-frequency detectors, you know, when they first started out, Minelab started out with these, and I guess Fisher had one, White's had some. Well, those particular detectors, compared to some of these today, they were more, for lack of a better word, one-trick ponies. Okay. Some of these multi-frequency machines made today are multi-trick ponies, meaning they can work in the modern trash, they can work in the iron, okay? They can work on high conductors, they can work on low conductors. Now, you still have some people out, there's one guy on a friendly metal detecting forum doesn't think there's any performance advantage. Well, just remember this, you can only run one frequency at a time on a single frequency machine. That's all you can do. And when you do that, you can run low. If it offers a 5 or 7.5 kilohertz option, you can run low. Okay, the wind's coming up here. And then if it offers a 15, 20 kilohertz, 19 kilohertz option, you can run high. But even if you do that, you're missing out. There's some targets that detector running in either one of those configurations won't cut the mustard, okay? You're going to walk over some finds. And then, you know, if you've got one of those 13, 14, 15 kilohertz single frequency machines, and you decide, well, I'll run it that way, that's the best of both worlds. Well, that may be true, but still, it can't compete with some of these multi-frequency machines. Okay, just can't compete. There's some of these multi-frequency machines, you know, you can buy some of them cheaper now. There's some packages being offered that are cheaper. I'm not going to tell anybody what to buy. It's up to you. And don't believe everything you hear about what everybody says about each of these machines either. I try to be fair about it. And you know, I can take some of these multi-frequency models, and you know, you can knowing how they operate, you know, how they're set up, you can make them perform worse or better in a site depending on what you're trying to do. So no, they're not, you know, they're not just put these multi-frequencies they make today in one mode and go out and find everything. It don't work that way. So even using them it will require multiple hunts to find everything that detector is capable of locating. Now, that's assuming that that the targets are there. And then there's a law of averages, you know, the situation, the detecting scenario has to meet certain parameters before certain programs or modes on these multi-frequency machines, you know, do their thing, better or worse. So yeah, this multi-frequency is, it's for real. I mean, you just can't get there from here with a single frequency machine, okay? So for you folks out there that are wanting to find more goods, you're wanting to walk less distances, swing the call fewer times, and maybe make some finds, that's the way to go. You may have to do a little training with your unit if you decide to buy one, you know. You're going to have to spend some time with it. There are some people out there that do some videos that can give you some jump starts, some areas, you know, programs, the strengths, the weaknesses, the do's and the don'ts. There's some good ones out there. It is interesting to watch, though. You know, I played with this DS2 and this Manicore, you know, comparing this single frequency to this multi-frequency in the wild and doing tests, and it's interesting what happens. It's real interesting. I may show a test later today that people may find surprising, okay, with this DS2 HF elliptical, or DS1, I'm sorry, DS1 HF elliptical call with a silver dime and a nail. It's surprising at what happens with that setup. You would think, if by looking at it, you would say this is a no-brainer. That coal's going to pick that silver dime up just that easy, but it won't touch it. Not in a normal swing speed, won't touch it. Yet I can take a multi-frequency with a 3.5 inch wider call and get some kind of signal on this dime. Ain't that amazing? Of course, that's a multi-frequency setup. So yeah, you know, multi-frequency is just not for salt beaches, okay? And if you live in areas with higher mineralized dirt, you'll definitely be doing yourself some justice. I don't hunt much of that, but I have at times. Got to go about 60 miles southeast of me to get into it. But anyway, that's the detecting talk of the day. I hope everybody has a nice day.